What's up, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Let's Talk RCW. So, come on, obviously, we're here today to talk about what took place at RCW Super X. I've said it time after time, I'm going to say it again. RCW just keeps on putting on banger after banger. But being an honest reviewer, I'm going to be honest here and say it was a bit weird of an RCW show we had at Super X. Don't know if anyone else noticed, but we had no commentary team. First time I've ever seen RCW with no one doing commentary. Absolutely no one there. Have not seen Luke Berry, Marion Armstrong in a while. Um, Hopefully we'll get to hear from him soon. Hopefully he'll be back in commentary soon. He's a big loss to RCW at the moment. Love listening to him in commentary when you put it on YouTube. But I'm also going to put out there, and I'm not going to say too much about this. I'm only going to say a small bit here. But RCW has changed management since the start of 2025. Um, I'm gonna. It shows there's two names on the papers for RCW. I'm only going to name one of them, and that will be J Money. J Money and someone else are, I'm going to say, probably 50-50 owners of RCW at the moment. Unsure if any of you want, you can do your own research and you can find out who it is. If you were at the last show, RCW Super X, you might have a fair idea yourself who it is. But look, we were here to talk about what took place at RCW Super X and start the same way we did on the card. So the first match, believe it or not, first match we had was for the RCW World title. The champ, CBL, defending against Wales' #1 wrestler, James Ellis. This match was good. Was good. Um, James Ellis is a absolutely great wrestler. He really is a great wrestler. But uh, I thought, and I'm going to presume a lot of people thought that CBN would have had this match in the bag against James Ellis. That didn't happen. We have a new RCW World Champion in James Ellis. CBL lost the RCW World title on the Saturday night. On the Friday night, a Fight Factory, he lost the Irish Junior Heavyweight title. Was not a good week for CBL. But to anyone doubting CBL, can you remember what he did to fight his way to winning that RCW title for the first time? You telling me he's not going to rise up again like the Bull and get that title back? Also, to anyone who wasn't there, um, we got a 1 count, we got a 2 count in maybe 99% sorry, maybe 98% because I'm sure James Ellis will agree with the referee. We got a 3 count. It looked like to me like CBL kicked out for hammering down for three. Obviously, Joey Terrell, the referee, did not agree, and he made the announcement after the match that CBL shoulders were down for the three, and we have a new world heavyweight champion. It's going to be interesting to see what they do from JLS. James is a great wrestler. I can't wait to see him back in RCW. Crowd don't like him, which is absolutely fantastic. There was a bit during the match where we were getting the two competitors outside the ring where we were getting the 1 count and we were getting one bang, two bang. Because if you don't know, I'm going to say here, James Ellis is Wales' #1 sheepshagger. That's what James Ellis is. CBL will be champion again. Mark my word. Okay, we're going to move on to match number 2. Now, we were tied in the series between Strong Style and Harry Hardy's with Gallicini. So this went down to Rio against Seshma. Uh, I'm going to put a little bit out there. I did a bit of camera work on the Saturday night of this. If you ever plan to work as a camera person for Seth Martinez, be prepared to get drinks spat all over you. It was one of the best. You know, I really might put in a clip of this. You might see it. Um, was absolutely fantastic. Rio, I can't with that woman has to be in WWE, TNA, AEW someday soon. And I hope that RCW can get her for as many shows as they can before she goes. Because that woman is a big, big star. And she is going to go places. Absolute places. And the top for her, trust me, it's WWE. And she will be there. Anyway, getting back to the match. Great match between two women. So, as you know, we had a bit of a screwy finish in the first match. Um, it followed into the fucking second match. Um, we had Rio and Seshma both getting the 3 count. So what it looks like to me is that we are going to get CPF, our reigning RCW Trios champions, against Party Hardys and against Strong Style. That is going to be an absolute fantastic match. And if we do get that match, I am now going to give my prediction right now and say that we will have new RCW Trio champions in Strong Style. Put that title on Rio before she has to go. Make that title mean stuff to other people coming into that company and show what Rio did when she won that title. She's going to elevate that title before she goes. Before she goes, she's going to make everyone want to be a Trio champion in RCW, and anyone who comes into RCW would want to be a Trio champion. Next, we had a tag team gauntlet match. Going to name all the teams inside this match. We had One Night Stand, the return of Butch Armstrong and my boy Dino Power. What a powerhouse that Dino Power is. I know a lot of you don't know, so I'm going to tell you, I have been friends with Dino for a good few years now, and it meant a lot to me, especially as the person who was doing camera work on that night, to have the camera facing that door with wondering who was coming out, and to see one of your best friends pop out of that place was absolutely amazing. We also had BDE, for anyone who doesn't know, that's Big Bad Dirty Mickey and Bittersweet Josh. We also had the Bosch Bros, great, I love the Bosch Bros, Beamish and Young Jay. And then we have Rose Tinted Glasses, JB and Renzo Rose. The winner of that match was One Night Stand. Had to be One Night Stand. They came back. They came back to RCW. They were always going, come on. Bit of tension between Rose Tinted Glasses as well. I don't think Renzo was too happy with JB. BD is an absolute fantastic tag team. Absolute fantastic. I hope we can see a lot more of them as well in RCW. Now, at the start of the night, we had Fabio come out and announce that he had injured his, I think it was his leg, maybe his knee, something like that, the night previously in Fight Factory. So that he would not be in the Super X match. He was going to be looking for a suitable replacement. I got way too carried away and thought that it was going to be Martin Stairs. Unfortunately, it was not Martin Stairs. It turned out to be Andy Steele, who came to the ring and told him that he wanted to take Fabio's place, that he would be the perfect candidate. And Fabio said, if you want that, fine. But I'm not just giving up like that. You have to face me. We both agreed to face. As Fabio was leaving the ring, typical savior, Andy Steele, chop block to the back of the leg. It's always a savior way, isn't it? So we had Andy Steele versus Fabio. Fabio was already dealing with an absolute Banji knee, gammy knee, whatever you want to call it. Absolute. So, and Steele got to win, and he would be joining the others in the Super X match later that night. We then got a three-way match between O'Malley. We were meant to get Connor Mills. Connor Mills was unfortunately not able to make it. That happens at times. But we got O'Malley. Great replacement still. O'Malley against Francis Mercer against Harrison Bennett. That Harrison Bennett is a scary man. I have to say that. Again, doing camera work and being that close to someone, I don't know how they do it. Absolutely don't know. But I'd love to do it again. Absolutely great time there doing camera work. Absolutely loved it. The winner of that match, O'Malley. O'Malley defeats Francis Mercer and Harrison Bennett. After the match, O'Malley and Harrison Bennett both showed absolute respect to Francis Mercer. That Francis Mercer is unbelievable. I hope very, very soon he gets his win that he's looking for in RCW. If he gets that win, he's going to ride that momentum all the way to the Trios title, to a Rebel X title, hell, RCW World Champion. I would say that right now. Moving on next, we had Michael May taking on Marty Ubak, is the way I'm going to pronounce it. Michael May, it was always Michael May is amazing. Always going to win that match. No one. Sorry, Marty, you weren't doing anything in that match. We then had Max Power making his debut against Cormac. Max Power coming out with the old Irish songs and all that. Absolutely got over with the crowd so quickly like that. Max Power defeats Cormac. And then we had the main event of the evening to figure out who was going to be number one contender for Mark Haskins' RTW Rebel X title. The competitors in this match were, as we found out from earlier, Andy Steele took on the sculpted one, Keen Noonan, who took on Gangland's Jay Stein, who took on Cork's own Raven fucking Creed, who took on Terry Thatcher. The 25 minutes, I believe, or 20 minutes we had in this match. Whoever had the most pinfalls or submissions in that time would be the number one contender for the Rebel X title. I'm going to say very quickly, there was only one person in this match that had 0 points. And that was Gannang's Jay Steins. 0 points for Jay Steins. We had 2 people with 1 point. We had Terry Thatcher with Keenan. And then it leaves Andy Steele and Raven Creed. Someone with 3, someone with 2. Going to tell you what happened. Going to break down the end of the match. But also, let me just remind you, if you want to watch this match, you can. It's on my YouTube channel right now. Absolutely free fee. Enjoy it. Going to break down the end of the match. Raven, Jay Steins in the ring. Raven looks for finisher on Jay. Hits the finisher on Jay, I believe. And then Andy Steele looks to capitalize. Raven lifts it up for his finisher. He slips out the back. Raven hits a headbutt. Andy Steele falls onto Jay Steins in a pinning predicament. And we get the 1, we get the 2, and we get the 3. Ladies and gentlemen, the number one contender for Mark Haskins' RCW Rebel X title is Andy Steele. And isn't it just to save your way? Look at it. Who had to deal with Mark Haskins all the last year? Owen Richards. Who's going to have to deal with him now? Andy Steele. Is this the return of Owen Richards? You heard it here first. Ladies and gentlemen, that wrapped up everything that took place at RCW Super X. RCW is soon to up is soon to tell us what the next paper is. I believe it's also with Aaron Gobral. Um, can't remember when it takes place, but make sure you get your tickets. Um, RCW just keep on putting on banger after banger on banger, putting on fantastic shows, and new people are what is making it happen. RCW are so grateful for everything. I'm so grateful for everyone coming here to watch what I do. Also, a big shout out to Wrestling Stand who are celebrating 5 years of Wrestling Stand podcast. 5 years. Everyone, if you're not already subscribed to Wrestling Stand, please do. They deserve it. Some of the best wrestling knowledge that I've heard in a long time. They helped me start my YouTube, so I'm forever grateful for everything they did for me, and they deserve your respect. They deserve your